individuals suffering from one of the various anxiety disorders, and 10% of the population suffers from a mood disorder, such as depression or bipolar disorder. 1 in 6 individuals are currently addicted to either alcohol or another substance, such as Vicodin or Xanax. And another 4 in 10 individuals are addicted to pornography, which I specialize in treating and researched extensively in my graduate studies. Among children, 4 in 10 under the age of 18 will be diagnosed with a mental illness, and right now, 15% of children suffer from a mental health issue. Among individuals over the age of 55, 1 in 5 meets diagnostic criteria. Among the poor and the homeless, these numbers are even higher, with some studies suggesting that almost 50% of homeless individuals suffer from mental illness. I'm going to pause for a second to let this sink in. What feelings come up for you as you see and hear this? Shock, surprise, alarm, disbelief, perhaps it's sadness or anger, or perhaps you are nodding your heads in agreement. This doesn't surprise you at all. Now, have you noticed that I have not yet identified the mental health crisis? These seemingly high rates of mental illness is not in and of itself a crisis. Instead, what these numbers tell me is that mental health issues are a natural and normal part of life. It is a part of being human. No, to me, the mental health crisis that I am here to talk about is the shockingly low rates in which individuals seek treatment. The latest numbers suggest that only 30% of those suffering from a mental illness are currently receiving treatment for it. This, my brothers and sisters, is a mental health crisis. This is the crisis. Despite the fact that there are so many effective treatments that have been supported and validated by rigorous research, 1 in 3 are getting the treatment that can change their lives, which means that literally millions of people, and very likely people in your churches, and very likely people in your families, are not receiving treatment that can save their life. Now, what might be an appropriate response for the church in light of this? First, the stigma associated with mental health must be decreased, and dialogue about mental illnesses in general must be increased to raise awareness. The guilt and shame that surrounds mental illness, that sometimes compels people to hide their illness in secret, must be lifted, and they must be welcomed to share their struggle.